Welcome to another edition of the California Guy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this all new video. It's entitled What Happened to Black Pride in the Black Community? Now, I'm doing this video because I actually was inspired by another YouTuber. I seen another YouTuber do a video about Black Pride. Well, a bunch of them I've seen, actually. And I've done some videos, actually, myself if I go back to my archives. But I'm doing um, another video on this topic, and I'm trying to figure out what happened to black pride. Now, a lot of black people do not have black pride. Now, I've noticed that you got a lot of thug ass niggas running around of selling dope to the black community, of killing each other, of doing all kinds of foul shit in our communities. Then you got the hip hop movement, hip hop music. You have that going on, and it's just where is our progress? Where is our progress when it comes to of the black community? You got people like Floyd Mayweather, who is cooning out also, but I'm gonna discuss that in another video. But black people are either cooning out, thugging out, or we're not standing for something, and that's what's going on with our people. What happened to the days where we had our own neighborhoods, where we had our own businesses? When we were in slavery, let's go back into some history. Back in slavery times, we had our own infrastructure. A lot of blacks that came over, that were brought here on the ships, we tried to build our own communities. Some of us went to the north during slavery, and some of us were veterans, by the way. A lot of people won't tell you. If you go and look at some history books, yeah, a lot of black people who were veterans of the not Civil War, I'm sorry, Revolutionary War. A lot of them was veterans of the French Indian Wars that took place too in the colonies. And black people, they were veterans. So black people, we tried to build our own communities in the Northeast. We didn't let Jim Crow era stop us from building our communities and handling our own business. Black people became barbers. Black people learned how to do different trades in places like Boston and England and Philadelphia and places like that, New York. So blacks, we started learning different trades up in the Northeast, and we started to build our communities up. A lot of slaves found out that blacks, the free blacks, were really learning crafts. They were learning different things going on during that period. They learned, black people started creating newspapers, by the way. We started making our own newspapers and discussing issues. We just really was trying to build our community up. Civil War days and during the Civil War kind of was the same thing. When Civil War ended, black people, we assimilated into society, even though they didn't want us in their American society. We built our own society up within America, and we had our own independence, and we celebrated it with pride. Our own independence through the church, through the communities, through businesses. Black people we strive for more. Politics, black people were something else. We were something else back in those days. We tried to do different things. As times went on, black people, we held on to certain traditions and independence and not handouts from white people and white supremacy. So black people, we built our communities through segregation times. We had towns. We had towns like the Black Wall Street, and we had different black little baby towns. We had black communities in Harlem and in Chicago. So we started to develop our own sense of nationalism. I'm sorry. Marcus Garvey, people like that, and even Booker T. Washington wanted us to celebrate the blackness and independence that black people strive for. And we, as a people, have regressed as time went on. Each decade that's happened, that's came along, we're starting to regress. We have negative images of hip hop. We got negative social media images of black females of this underage showing their ass on Facebook. You know, they got these black females posting up pictures, even older women of, naked sometimes and in their bra and panties. They don't act like queens no more. Then you got black men doing debauchery stuff like, of negative shit on YouTube and Facebook, and even in regular mainstream media. You got black men doing, like, cause I was watching a YouTube video recently, and a black brother was killed on YouTube by another black dude. He was killed. His brother was killed doing a YouTube video. So you got things like that that's going on, and you got the fights. Black people socking up other people. So we have different negative things going on in the black community. And I try to figure out where is the black pride at. Now, when I was coming up in the 1980s, the last big renaissance, black renaissance in the black community, was actually in the mid to late 80s, going into the early 90s. That was the last time we had a renaissance of African American culture and African culture. The celebration of the black man was around that period, where you had the resurgence of talking about Malcolm X. You had Public Enemy. You had black entertainment such as the Cosby Show. You had shows like Family Matters, Fresh Prince, and different shows that were coming on. True Colors, of different shows showing the other side of black life. Benson, different black shows. Give Me a Break. So we had another side of black life that we were looking at back in those days in the 80s and the 90s. You had really good movies that were coming out before they started having hood movies. You had movies like House Party. You have movies, you have fun black movies that just show that not everybody in the hood is a ghetto heathen, or we're just slick talking. So we had a movies where you start to see blacks in it that was middle class, and we had different forms of black life, but we recognized that we love our heritage. That was the whole big picture. You had movies like with Spike Lee that he started putting out movies about of the Brooklyn life and showing black people and how we dealt with racism and different facets of black life, like School Days. When you seen College Life, or you had Do the Right Thing. We had different social issues in the black community as far as Italians and black relations. Then you had a multitude of different things going on in that community. Black people, we refuse to embrace our blackness, and that's the problem. And back then, you had a sense of black pride. You had people, rappers like Arrested Development. You loved the black woman back then. You had shows like Living Color, where they showed the black people we having dashikis on and braids and all that stuff there. And black culture, it was really strong around that period. But around the late 90s, going into the 2000s, black culture was starting to disappear. With the advent of gangster rap and East Coast West Coast wars, black people starting to be segregated into desegregated into American society. We started having black businesses closed down. Crack overtook our communities. We just didn't care about the black community. Some of us still do. We hold on to traditions. We get into minstrel shows like Scandal and Love and Hip Hop and raggedy shows like that, and you just don't have black people embracing the culture of not embracing being proud to be black. And black people need to go back to their roots. We got to go back to the Marcus Garvey days. We got to go back to the days of the. And I don't mean when I talk about this that we got to go and uprise either. By the way, I don't want people to get it where Cali guy is saying we need to uprise and go and pick it. No, I mean we need to celebrate our heritage. And that is what's wrong with the black community. We're not embracing our heritage. I think that most black people should go out to the Black Museum in Washington. They should check it out because that's our heritage. That's where we come from. We have so many good things about our communities and cultures, stuff that we don't even know. Black authors, the Black Renaissance. We're not learning about different black businessmen. We're not learning about different black inventors, even black people that helped build the United States to help it to make a power. Different black soldiers, even black people have served every war in the United States since the inception of this country, over any other race. Let me give a fact to people that's listening to this video. Black people has literally served out of every ethnic group in the United States, out of Latinos, out of Italians, Jews, and a multitude of cultures. Black people has been consistent in serving in every single war up until 2016. Every war in America, black people has served, and these are facts. We fought in even with the colonies. Black people have participated in wars with the colonies. So it's just so many things that black with our heritage to be proud of, and I think today because we're getting away from our true heritage and where we come from. We're getting away from our old neighborhoods or the church scene, the black church. We're getting away from black history and loving our culture when black people used to be fascinated with loving black history. In the 80s, when I was a kid, we couldn't wait to learn about black history. We couldn't wait to get black history books. It was, when I got my first black history book, it was really wonderful. Watching black TV shows like Cosby Show and Different World, of shows about a black family that's middle class, whose problems is not about just making money, but they have regular problems, family problems, in education. Different World was the same thing. It was about going to school. Family Matters, it's about a family, a black, strong black family. You have shows like Fresh Prince. Then you had love stories that came out, black movies that were love stories, such as Jason's Lyrics, which is a very good movie. And we had different films and shows to depict all facets of black life, and I think that it's going away due to black people and white supremacists chipping away at our culture, and we need to get back to our heritage. Like and share this video, people. Peace out.